She was in the middle of a live stream when something absolutely horrifying unfolded on camera. A young woman named Millie runs a TikTok account where she posts everyday content. One evening, she found herself home alone and decided to go live for her followers, just casually chatting away. Then, without any warning, something utterly chilling took place. See for yourself what her viewers witnessed in real time.
On the live, so right, 1 minute I'm doing my makeup in the mirror, like this, like literally doing nothing, and then everyone's like, oh, someone just walked in your house, someone just walked in your house, and I was like, stop winding me up, no one's walked in my house, like, stop winding me up. And then I walked over to the back door. I'll show you the back door now, look.
Alright.
I walked over to the back door.
Yeah.
So this is how the camera works. The camera was like this in my house. And you can see the back door there.
Yeah.
There's a reflection there. Okay, so I have an automatic sensor when you walk out my back door that the back door light comes on.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just got the door again. So like, look, and you can see everything in the garden. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm locking the fucking door. Right, I'm now going to show you the CCTV footage on my phone from my fucking live.
CCTV footage?
From the live. I've got it downloaded. I downloaded the live.
What and what was you supposed to have seen? Someone else?
This was 5 nights ago, by the way. Yeah, no, look. Okay, so... Alright, let me
Yeah,
do
I'm watching.
Right, the door opens. Wait. I'm gonna zoom in.
Oh, no way. How did your door open?
It's glass. You can see through the door, look. There's no one there.
You're joking. Bro, this is like the Ring.
And then, look, it gets worse, mate. I don't know what to do. I was actually shitting myself. Look.
Oh my god, you're lying. No,
Look, there's a fucking head.
No, you've edited that. You have to have edited that.
How have I edited it? It's come up
There's a
online.
little Chinese kid in there.
And then, I then walk over. At this point, I then walk in. I walk over to the door, because everyone was saying there's someone behind me. And this doesn't show on the live. It's been cut, and I'm straight outside again. So it's like the camera stopped working.
Bro, why is there a Chinese ghost in your yard, bro?
It's worse, mate. I don't know what to do. I was actually shitting myself. Look.
As Millie continued broadcasting, the door directly behind her swung open by itself, and then, in an instant, a face emerged from the darkness. It appeared to belong to a young girl, yet there was something deeply wrong about it. The features were distorted and unsettling, almost as though whatever it was couldn't possibly be human. When Millie later showed the footage to a friend, he was left completely shaken. She maintains that she was the only person in that house that night, that nobody else could have been there with her. As far as she's concerned, what showed up in that doorway was something far beyond ordinary explanation. School janitor finds herself alone in the building when the alarm suddenly triggers for no apparent reason. This woman has been pulling late-night solo shifts at an elementary school in Albuquerque, New Mexico for 6 years now, and throughout that time, the place has been the setting for all kinds of unsettling incidents. The school was constructed on top of Native American burial grounds, and whenever maintenance crews disturbed the surrounding land or nearby trees, the paranormal activity inside seems to intensify. Then, one night, her camera catches something remarkable, a doll opening entirely on its own.
My car back, and this door's being weird. It was opening and closing by itself. And there it goes again. What the fuck? I don't know why the door is doing this. It shouldn't be doing this. You can shut the door now and stop messing. Oh my god.
A door swings open and then shuts by itself, and not long after, she's down in the gymnasium documenting her nightly routine when she records something that's genuinely hard to explain away. Pay close attention to what unfolds.
Vacuuming and sweeping today. I got this set up in the gym today, so
The fuck? There's nobody in here. Oh my gosh. There's nobody in here. This is locked too. Nobody. What the fuck? Make sure this is it. That's fucking scary. Alright, well, I'm good. I'm getting out of here.
A series of strange knocks echo from behind a locked door, so she goes ahead and opens it, along with the second door just beyond it. Not a soul is inside, yet the instant she steps back out, the door slams shut behind her and the knocking starts up all over again. At that point, she decides she's done for the night and heads straight home. But the question that lingers is this: what exactly is behind the disturbing occurrences inside these school walls? Friend's home belonging to someone in Kane's circle had become consumed by a relentless, malevolent presence. A suffocating dark energy saturated every room, accompanied by thunderous impacts reverberating from somewhere deep under the floorboards. During one late-night session, Mac hit record after frantic, heavy pounding suddenly erupted from within the pitch-black basement below.
And I'm hearing something in the basement. And the dog is right here. And what is that? What is that? There's something in that doorway. Let's go get it. Okay, here we go, here we go. Nope. This is where I saw that demon kid. And that's scary.
While McPherson focuses on the noise coming from beneath him, a chilling observer is already positioned inside that very room. Pressed against the thin strip of light framing the doorway, a jet-black, human-shaped silhouette stands perfectly still, its pale, pinprick eyes locked directly onto the camera.
And what is that? What is that? There's something in that doorway.
Mac follows the sound down to the basement, but the staircase turns out to be completely deserted. Whatever was hammering under the floor has fallen silent, and Mac has no idea that a shadowy figure had been watching him from the floor above. When investigators return to that same staircase during a follow-up session, the footage captures something that's genuinely difficult to explain. As the light stutters and flickers, a small, pale boy with dark hair and gray clothing abruptly appears on the steps, standing frozen in a spot that was completely vacant just moments earlier. In a later upload, Max moves through a stripped-down bedroom holding nothing but a mattress and a cupboard. Convinced he's entirely alone, he edges carefully around the bed, with no idea that something unseen is already observing him from the dark and far side of the room.
Creepy giggling again back here. You hear it? I hear it. I don't know where it's coming from. Oh my God. Oh my God. Is there something right there? is that? The hell? What the hell was that? Day in the life of hunting.
As the camera sweeps past the window, a pale, childlike head gradually rises from behind the far edge of the mattress, its hollow, expressionless face fixed on Mac for nearly 15 agonizing seconds, tracking his every movement in absolute silence.
I don't know where it's coming from. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is there something right there?
The instant Mac flips the light on, the figure disappears entirely. He searches every inch of the tight space behind the mattress, but the room is vacant. No child, no place to hide, and no way out that wouldn't have crossed directly in front of the camera. In the final, deeply unsettling clip, Mark heads back to the property and waits alone in the dark. After switching the lights on, he cautiously moves toward a closed door, certain that the spirit of the young boy has returned and is standing just on the other side.
Alright, there's something back there, I think. Oh my god.
The door slowly groans open, and through the narrow gap, the boy's pale, ghostly face peers out. But before Matt can cross the threshold, the door violently crashes shut, as though the entity was making it absolutely clear he wasn't welcome inside. Skeptics maintain that this entire series was staged using a child actor and well-timed cuts during the abrupt lighting transitions. Yet, that final doorway sequence appears to play out in a single, uninterrupted shot. If these recordings are genuine, a relentless, childlike entity shadowed Mac through every room of that house, closing the distance with each encounter, until nothing separated the two of them but a thin wooden door. What's your take? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. Unlike most people we cover on this channel, Ruby Drew wasn't out searching for anything unusual. She's a woman from England whose content revolves around daily vlogs, places she explores, and glimpses of her ordinary life. Not a single paranormal upload in her entire history. But one evening, she arrives back from a grocery run and something in her hallway immediately feels off.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh my god. This is not okay. No, 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 no.
Pay close attention to the bag sitting on the floor. The bag itself is perfectly still. It's the handle that's the problem. It's pointing straight up into the air, rigid, as if something has wrapped itself around it and refuses to let go. And to her credit, Ruby does exactly what you'd hope someone would do in that moment. She crouches right down beside it so you can clearly see there's nothing attached to that handle. Then she takes it a step further. She passes her hand clean through the space directly above the bag, the precise area where any string or wire would have to be running if this were a setup. There's nothing there. So either that handle is defying gravity all on its own, or something unseen in Ruby's hallway had taken an interest in her shopping. You tell us what you think. That in November of 2022, this footage shows a security guard making his usual late night sweep through a school that's completely locked up and deserted, and what ends up on his camera is exactly the kind of thing you'd rather never have to explain.
Yun. Ibutan ko iba na yun. So yan guys, ito yung trabaho ko guys. Napaka delikado. So yan, nakita niyo, diba? Biglang sumira yung pinto. So, nakabahan ako guys. Anong gagawin ko? So grabe yung ano ko, tumindig yung balahibo ko. So dito, hindi ko alam kung pagpatuloy ko pa to kasi yun guys, ano ba to? Wala tayong magagawa guys. Dadaan. So check natin yung nakabahan.
The opening few minutes are completely uneventful. Just him, a flashlight, and one dark corridor leading into another. Routine stuff he's clearly done countless times before. Then a door slams shut on its own. No draft. No one nearby. Nothing. This heavy door just launches itself closed inside a building that's supposed to be completely unoccupied. And you can pinpoint the exact second it gets to him, because his breathing turns shallow and unsteady. Like, part of him is already hoping someone else will watch this footage and confirm he's not losing his mind.
So yun guys, narinig mo yun? Check natin guys kung ano yung, so grabe yung balahibo ko guys. Check natin. So ayan, yung pintuan na akong malabog. So check natin guys. Yun, narinig ko ngayon guys na naka-on yung ano, yan, ito guys. Yun guys, so yung kita niyo yung mga bangko guys. Yan, walang tao dyan guys ha. Tapos yung electric fan sa itaas, yan o.
Any reasonable person walks out right then. Not this guy. I'd have already been halfway down the parking lot, but instead he actually moves toward it, pushing further in, past row after row of pitch black classrooms, until he reaches the thing that truly breaks him. A fan, running at full speed, in the middle of an empty room, in the dead of night, in a school where the power is supposed to be completely cut. Not a single soul anywhere who could have switched it on. Just sitting there, spinning away in the darkness. He stands there filming it for a while, barely moving, and you can tell his brain is genuinely struggling to process what he's looking at.
Okay, so, yun guys. Ito yun. Yun guys. Kita nyo. So, grabe yung so, kailangan natin i-off yung ano. Grabe, nakakatakot dito guys, sobra. So check natin, pasukin natin guys para kita nyo yung sen guys. Guys, Lord guys. So ito yung trabaho ko guys. Grabe, sobrang nakakatakot guys.
From that point on, he completely unravels. The camera's lurching everywhere, every shadow sending him into a panic. He eventually manages to switch the fan off, but now the room is absolutely silent, which somehow feels even worse. That's his limit. He wheels around and power walks down that hallway, done with whatever is lurking back there. No one ever came up with an explanation for the door or the fan. Sure, people throw out old wiring, a stray draft, fine, but faulty wiring doesn't hurl a heavy door shut, and a draft doesn't run a fan at full tilt. That guard walked out of there completely convinced something had been in that building right alongside him. It was already well past midnight when Lola and her partner Alex found themselves living through one of the most frightening experiences imaginable, right inside their own home. The two of them had been jolted awake by what sounded like an unfamiliar presence moving just outside their bedroom door. Shaken and scared, Lola urges Alex to open the door and investigate. Though looking back, that call may have been the biggest mistake of the entire night. He slowly pulls the door open and inches his way down the hallway, every step careful and deliberate. For a brief moment, he seems to breathe a little easier. The hallway appears empty, but that sense of relief wouldn't survive very long. Without warning, a chilling sound erupts from somewhere downstairs, sending both of them into a panic. They bolt back into the bedroom and lock the door behind them. But whatever had been lurking below now seemed to have made its way directly to the other side of that door. Heavy pounding rattled the frame, and beneath it, an eerie whistling sound bled through from the hallway outside. With their nerves completely shattered, they managed to dial the police. But Alex can't bring himself to just sit and wait. He decides to step out and face the threat on his own terms. With no idea what might be on the other side, he walks out into the house, and from that point forward, everything unravels.
Comment tu t'appelles?
Lola. Il y a des bruits de bébé, madame.
Des bruits de bébé? C'est-à-dire?
On a fait de bébé. Alex.
Et ça vient pas de chez les voisins, ça vient bien de chez vous êtes sûr?
Oui, je suis sûre.
Ok. On peut se tutoyer, Lola?
Oui.
Moi, c'est Marie. Tout va bien, ma belle. Je suis au téléphone avec toi, je te lâche pas, on est devant la maison. Tu crains rien du tout. Ok? Allez, par contre, reste bien enfermé dans la chambre.
Non, je veux pas rester enfermée. Je suis en route des escaliers.
After a short while, the silence becomes deafening. Lola, consumed with worry over Alex, forces herself to leave the room to find him, keeping the emergency dispatcher on the line for reassurance. The dispatcher works to keep her calm, letting her know that officers have already pulled up outside and that she should head out to meet them.
Il y a personne dehors. Oh putain. Allô? Vous êtes trompé d'adresse, madame. Oh putain.
Convinced that Alex must already be safe with the police, Lola steps outside, only to find an empty street. No patrol car, no officers, and absolutely no trace of her partner. Bewildered and frightened, she heads back inside to search for him, and before she can even get her bearings, that same unsettling whistle cuts through the air again, this time coming from somewhere within the house itself.
Je vous entends mal, madame.
As we watch, Lola moves through the darkened room searching for Alex when she spots a figure standing motionless further down the hall. She edges closer, and what she comes face to face with is nothing short of horrifying. A dark shape seemingly cradling something in its arms. She does exactly what anyone would do. She turns and runs, throwing herself back into the bedroom and slamming the door. And at that precise moment, the footage dies. The recording just stops. Tragically, that turned out to be the very last video Lola and Alex ever uploaded. No follow-up, no explanation, no word on either of them has surfaced since. That clip, posted sometime in mid-2024, stands as the only remaining piece of evidence of what took place inside that house that night. Security camera footage recorded inside a young girl's bedroom captured a moment the family still can't make sense of, no matter how many times they've gone back and watched it. The clip opens the way countless quiet nights do. A little girl relaxed on her bed, browsing her phone for a bit, then putting it down and turning her focus to some toys nearby. There's absolutely nothing about the scene that hints at what's coming. It's one of those completely ordinary, instantly forgettable slices of childhood. Or it would be if the night had ended there. Without any warning at all, the bed she's sitting on starts to shake. And not in some subtle, barely there way that you could chalk up to her shifting her weight around. It's a distinct, continuous trembling that catches her completely off guard. She goes still, visibly shaken, her eyes dropping to the mattress beneath her as her brain tries to catch up with what her body just felt. But the room is empty. There's nothing under the bed that the camera picks up, no movement anywhere in the surrounding space. No passing truck outside, no vibration traveling through the walls from somewhere else in the house that could reasonably account for what just happened. Her response is instant. She doesn't sit there and try to figure it out, doesn't lean down to check underneath. She bolts straight off the bed and out the door to find her parents, clearly not willing to spend another second in that room. What makes this clip so genuinely unnerving isn't some dramatic figure lurking in the shadows or anything like that. It's the plainness of it. A normal kid, in a normal room, feeling something real and physical happen to the surface directly beneath her, with zero visible cause. The family never got any answers. The bed hasn't moved like that again since, and no explanation, structural, mechanical, or otherwise, was ever found for what set it off that night. All that's left is the recording itself, and a little girl who completely understandably has never quite seen that bed the same way again. On April 2nd, 2025, a woman named Diana and her brother were at home when their backyard was suddenly flooded with police vehicles. Frightened and disoriented, the two of them tried to figure out what was going on.
Yeah, there's one cop car out there already.
One, that now there's... Looks like there's another one.
There's another one? Oh shit, you're right.
Oh, what the hell?
What the hell is... Here.
Look, I was telling you, there was... The light was on.
He's not coming out. They're doing a check.
Oh, okay.
First one cruiser, then another, then yet another. The officers seemed to be focused on a trailer sitting in her backyard, which suggests something serious had taken place inside. Diana explains that the trailer belongs to her father, who had been renting it out to a tenant. The problem was that nobody had laid eyes on this person for more than a week, which led police to show up and perform a welfare check. What Diana and her brother didn't yet know was that the man had already died inside that trailer. They had absolutely no idea why the officers were out there until the truth was finally revealed to them. When they went outside to get a better understanding of what was unfolding, they managed to capture something deeply unsettling on camera. See for yourself.
There, right there. Wait, they're going up to Tom's place. So wait, you said the light wasn't off?
Yeah, exactly. And I knew that something was going on. Ah, that's a lot of cops.
Holy shit, what the hell?
Why are they looking through the window?
Oh my god, they're calling.
Yeah, they're coming out.
Are they calling something in?
They,
Going back over. What was Tom doing?
is it like an app you can check or something to figure out?
Jesus. Everything's okay.
A dark, shadowy figure that appears to resemble a small boy can be spotted near one of the police cars. Diana and her brother both confirmed they saw nothing like that with their own eyes at the time, and as far as they could tell, only the officers were present. Whatever it is, it's clearly visible on the footage, and strangely, it seems to vanish in an instant behind one of the policemen, only to reappear and then disappear all over again. A few days after this disturbing encounter, Diana decides to enter the trailer alongside her father to take a look around, and that's when things take a horrifying turn.
Well, you probably know what the deal with the situation was here. Oh. You brought your phone.
Yeah. Okay.
Get ready. Could be a little smelly.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Oh my god. What was that?
I don't know. Just ignore that.
Oh, fuck.
Come on. Back in. What are you waiting for?
Okay, okay. I'm sorry. Oh, Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
Well, you're right. It is freaking musty in here. Jeez.
What? You're
Yeah, it's for TikTok. Whoa. Wait a minute. Oh, fuck. Jesus. Wait. Did this guy have a kid? What is this?
Yeah, this kid died too, like, I don't know, before. A long time ago.
Oh my god. I think this is where they found him. Like, I used to want to be a mortician, and morticians would have to come and probably do clear out. And he died here all alone. There's no way I can get through there. Oh.
A dead crow suddenly falls from the ceiling, sending Diana into a complete panic. But perhaps even more chilling is the discovery that the man who died in that trailer had also lost a child of his own not long before his passing. A strange incident was recorded by a home security camera showing an unknown figure breaking into the property before apparently disabling the system itself. The silhouette that crept inside was unlike anything you'd expect. Its face was unsettling, almost disturbing to look at. The figure advanced directly toward the camera in a way that sent chills down the spine, and we're still left wondering what exactly we're dealing with. A restless spirit, or simply a very unusual trespasser? Whatever the answer, the footage alone is enough to make your skin crawl. On the evening of November 8th, 2010, a Malaysian couple was driving through the night, appearing to search for a specific destination. They eventually pulled up outside what looked like an office building, unaware that what was about to unfold would alter the course of their lives completely. They wandered through the building as though hunting for something in particular, but after settling down for what seemed like a conversation, things quickly escalated into what looked like a heated argument. The girl made the decision to walk away, a choice that, in hindsight, she absolutely should have followed through on. The boy then stepped out of the room, leaving her behind, but this was the worst possible moment for the two of them to be separated, because what came next would stay with them for the rest of their lives. While the boy was on a phone call, he noticed the door shift unexpectedly. He initially brushed it off as the wind, but something about the moment sat uneasily with him. Then, out of nowhere, every single computer in the room powered on simultaneously. Summoning whatever courage he had left, he moved in to investigate. Visibly shaken, he swept the room to confirm nobody else was present. He found the main power switch and cut everything off, but within moments the screens flickered back to life on their own. Overcome with panic, he bolted from the room. Yet, even after his departure, something appeared to still be operating the equipment. Then a chair slid across the floor by itself, as though an invisible force had settled in. The door slammed shut with a bang, as if whatever was there had decided to move on. Meanwhile, as the boy fled the building, the girl remained inside that very room, completely alone, eyes fixed on her phone with no idea what was coming. The chair directly behind her shifted, catching her attention just enough to make her glance back. Then the chair in front of her lurched forward on its own, sending her stumbling backward. She started to panic, but things were only getting worse. As she scrambled to escape, the furniture seemed to anticipate her every move, tables and chairs repositioning themselves to cut off her path. She lost her footing and collapsed, hitting the ground and falling unconscious. Moments after that, a chair launched itself from one end of the room to the other, as if hurled by something in a fury. The boy never returned for her. So, what do you think? Was this all just a string of strange coincidences, or is this something that defies any rational explanation? Tell us what you believe. But late one evening, right as the clock crept toward midnight, a woman's doorbell camera was set off by a motion alert. She wasn't expecting any visitors, and the timestamp alone made the whole thing feel that much more unnerving. The footage her security camera had captured was something that stopped her cold the moment she saw it. There, on the right side of her porch, stood a tall, translucent figure with no distinguishable features whatsoever, making it nearly impossible to identify what she was actually looking at. The figure simply remained in place, slowly swaying from side to side, never once drifting from that exact spot. When she finally pulled up the recording the following morning, whatever it had been was completely gone. So, what do you make of it? Just a strange play of light, or something that goes a little deeper than that? A family out of Minnesota claims that shortly after settling into their new home, unsettling noises started coming up from the basement. They tried to brush it off at first, but late one night, with only the sister home, something stirs from one of the rooms below.
I've been hearing some creepy noises down here for a while, and I'm scared. I wanted to try and record it, because no one's gonna believe me. Now, as soon as I record it, nothing happens, okay? Huh? fuck? No, 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 no. You gotta be. What the hell? This isn't funny. This has gotta be a prank. Hello? Oh my god. Hello? Guys, this isn't funny. Hello? Hello? I'm coming in. Skittles. Nothing. Okay, this is getting weird.
She goes down to check it out, and that's when she notices what appears to be a shadow moving around inside one of the rooms. Yet when she steps inside, the room is completely empty. Then, from somewhere else down the hall, a knocking sound draws her attention to another door. She swings it open, only to find nothing unusual, just the family cat sitting there. After that, the whole family makes a point of avoiding the basement altogether. But the noises refuse to stop, and eventually her brother Joshua decides he's gonna head down there and get to the bottom of it.
Since my sister took that damn video every single night at the same time this knocking starts. Terrifying the first 2 days, but now it's just annoying the hell out of us. Yup, I hear ya. Fucking A. Nothing. Always nothing. Brand new house too. And now this door is open. To the creepy ass fucking room. God fucking damn it. Fucking A. What the fuck? Oh my fucking god. Oh my god.
Whatever is in that crawl space, it's clearly moving around. Joshua doesn't stick around to find out what it is and bolts straight out of there. He and his family eventually uploaded the footage to the internet, hoping someone might have an answer. But as of right now, they still have no idea what or who was lurking beneath there. Kids are frequently described as being more attuned to the paranormal than grown-ups, and Kristen, a young mother from the US, believes her little girl is no different. One day, while Kristen was home alone with her daughter, she needed to head downstairs to take care of some laundry. She settled her daughter into her playpen, switched on some videos to keep her entertained, something she regularly does when she has chores to get through. But this particular time, things took an unsettling turn. When Kristen came back upstairs, her daughter was holding something that had no business being anywhere near that playpen. Luckily, Kristen had already installed a baby monitor above the playpen to keep watch over her girl, and it recorded the whole thing. Her daughter is sitting quietly, eyes on the TV, when she suddenly turns toward the bedroom doorway and starts blowing kisses at something. Or someone. Kristen confirms she was the only adult in the house and was downstairs the entire time. But that's not even the most disturbing part. A short while later, an object drops directly into the playpen. Kristen identifies it as an old bottle stem her daughter had long since stopped using, and it had been nowhere close to the playpen beforehand. She has absolutely no explanation for how it ended up beside her child. Then, moments later, a bottle already inside the playpen moves as though someone has tossed it. Once again, the little girl glances over toward the doorway and blows another kiss, as if she can clearly see somebody standing there. Shaken, Kristen searched every room in the house to rule out any kind of intruder. There was nobody. Unable to make sense of what the monitor had captured, she shared the footage online, hoping her followers might offer some kind of explanation. She also put out a follow-up video with additional context.
Okay, so this is my daughter's playpen that she was in when the bottle thing happened. So she was standing right here. The stem would have fallen about here. And as you can see, like directly in front of that on the other side is the toy bin where the bottle had landed. It landed about here. There's nothing around that the bottles could have come from, especially because like they landed straight down. So there's a little dresser, and then over there, in there is where the dressing room is, which is where the bottles were, where I put everything before I went downstairs to take everything out. So really no explanation.
She remained genuinely baffled, and if anything, her explanation only deepened the mystery. Many viewers pointed out how strange it is that both objects seem to appear out of thin air. Several people suggested the footage could be evidence of a deceased loved one making contact with the baby. Kristen acknowledges that her mother passed away 5 years ago, though she's uncertain whether her mom would communicate this way, hurling objects around and startling the child, which raises an unsettling question. If it wasn't the baby's grandmother, then who or what was it? A mother named Margaret uploaded this footage after something frightening unfolded inside her daughter's bedroom. Her young girl sleeps in a separate room that's kept under watch by a security camera linked to a baby monitor. That particular night, rather than drifting off to sleep, the child kept turning her gaze toward the wall and the window in a deeply unsettling manner. Without warning, the camera detected movement and automatically swung toward that area, yet nothing was visible to the eye. Moments later, the footage picked up what appeared to be a small, cat-shaped figure darting across the room. What made this especially chilling was the fact that their pet cat had passed away from cancer just weeks before. Margaret ran straight into the room and asked her daughter whether a cat had come in. The girl said no, but then shared something that made the whole situation even more disturbing.
Is there a cat in here? Is there a cat in here?
No.
Oh, sorry. Love you, good night. Are you okay? What's wrong? No, it's okay. I was just checking on you. Good night. I love you.
It's scary.
Huh?
It's scary.
You're scary?
Huh?
Why?
It's a monster. It's really scary.
There's no monster in the window. I'll look. See?
In a hushed voice, she told her mother that a monster had been standing right outside her window. Between the footage itself and the child's reaction, the whole thing is genuinely hard to shake. Korean live streamer Michael, known for ghost hunting content, made his way to an abandoned house with a reputation for being haunted. And reportedly, something strange occurred before he even set foot through the door, immediately establishing an eerie atmosphere. See for yourself what unfolded.
방금 뭐야? 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 와! 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 대놓고 비치.
와, 대놓고 비치.
While Michael was filming near the entrance, a wheelchair began moving without anyone touching it. The sudden, unexplained motion visibly startled him, the shock plain on his face. So what do you think was behind it? A group of friends had gotten together at a farmhouse for a party when strange things started happening out of nowhere. Items were dropping by themselves and doors were swinging open with no one near them. Convinced someone might have broken in, they dialed the police. What happened the moment an officer showed up was caught on camera for everyone to see.
Maintenant, je pense qu'on va rentrer tranquillement. What?
C'est vous? Excusez-moi, est-ce que vous pouvez baisser la caméra?
Ouais, bien sûr.
Bon. What? Il y a de l'ambiance chez vous, monsieur?
Bah ouais,
The second he walked through the door, a package in the kitchen dropped to the floor with no one anywhere close to it. The footage ends there, but according to the video's description, drawing from the account of one of the friends who was there, the officer swept the entire property and turned up absolutely nothing. Then, 2 months down the line, one of those friends came forward with a revelation. The house was haunted. An elderly couple who had once lived there alone had both died under mysterious circumstances. Some people, it seems, simply refuse to let go of the places they called home even after they're gone. And maybe, just maybe, those two had never really left at all. A young man was out riding his motorcycle solo late at night when he captured footage that would soon take the internet by storm. Uploaded to his Instagram page, the clip racked up over 13 million views in no time at all. He says he was simply documenting his ride using a 360-degree camera, nothing out of the ordinary. But when he sat down to review the recording a few days later, he spotted something that had completely escaped his attention in the moment. The writer insists he was entirely alone for the whole duration of that trip, and yet, early in the footage, you can make out what appears to be the shadow of a young girl perched on the back of his seat. Then, when the camera swings around to face him head on, it's plain to see that no one is sitting behind him. Plenty of explanations have been thrown around online, but the majority of viewers are convinced they're looking at something genuinely supernatural. So, what do you think? Is there a rational answer here, or does this one stay in the unsolved column? Hospitals have always carried with them a reputation for unexplained phenomena. The dimly lit corridors, overnight shifts, and the weight of human emotion that fills these places have made them the setting for countless strange encounters reported over the years. Whether any of it holds water is a matter of opinion. On May 31st, 2026, a man found himself sitting alone in a hospital late at night. To pass the time, he began snapping photos and shooting quick clips to share with his friends. Everything felt completely routine until he actually reviewed what he'd captured. Visible in the footage is a semi-transparent figure of a man making his way down the ramp. Some people who've seen it consider it among the more persuasive ghost photos to ever come out of a hospital setting, while others argue that the right combination of lighting, reflections, or camera quirks could produce exactly that kind of illusion. So, where do you land on this one? Was that genuinely a spirit caught on film, or is there a far more straightforward reason for what showed up in that image? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below. Haley and a group of friends are spending the night at an Airbnb with their mothers when they stumble upon something deeply unsettling: a hidden door concealed beneath a rug at the foot of the staircase.
Open it to see what was down there. So then I got my phone because I wanted to get a video of me going.
She pulls out her phone to film as they pull the door open, exposing a pitch black cellar underneath the property.
Secret door underneath.
and it turns out the space isn't empty. A woman's voice suddenly shouts up at them from somewhere deep in the darkness below.
Who got trapped down there?
Now, they claim they had no clue who was down there, but I've got my own theory. It was the owner. That's where my money is, because I've covered multiple videos on this channel featuring bizarre individuals who rent out their homes and then quietly tuck themselves away somewhere inside.
You're the people that I let the house to, right?
Yeah.
You're here all day?
Yeah, who are you?
I own the house. I'm Richard. Hope you don't mind. But
Well, no, but it's a bit weird. What's happening? What's happening here?
Look, this should be no problem. I'm not going to interfere with you.
But you're interfering with me now.
No.
And where's your clothes gone? Where's your clothes?
They're in the...
So the next time you book an Airbnb, keep this in mind. The unsettling possibility that the owner never actually left and is hiding somewhere in the building right alongside you. And honestly, that thought alone is enough to keep you up at night. The following clip was recorded at around 2 o'clock in the morning by a security guard carrying out a routine patrol inside a modern office building. It's the kind of shift that's usually uneventful: empty hallways, silent offices, and the occasional elevator check. Wearing his uniform with a radio clipped to his belt, he walks through the building as he normally would, documenting the patrol on his phone. Then, without warning, the lights go out. Watch. When the emergency lighting comes on, the guard appears to stop and begins speaking to someone just outside the camera's view. From his body language, it looks like he's having a normal conversation, pausing as though listening to replies before speaking again. That's when his radio crackles to life. His coworker asks who he's talking to. Confused, the guard answers that he's speaking with an elderly woman. The response comes back almost immediately. There's nobody there. The guard slowly turns the camera back toward the hallway. It's empty. Stories like this have circulated among night shift workers for decades. Security guards, hospital staff, and cleaners often describe encounters with what appear to be ordinary people, only to discover moments later that no one else was ever there. In paranormal folklore, these are sometimes referred to as full-bodied apparitions, figures said to appear completely solid, capable of looking so lifelike that witnesses don't immediately realize anything is unusual. Still, one detail continues to unsettle viewers. The guard doesn't react as though he's frightened. He reacts like someone whose normal conversation was interrupted, only to discover he'd apparently been talking to empty space all along. The following video was captured by a home security camera mounted high in the corner of what appears to be a living room, overlooking the entire space from a wide angle. It's daytime. The room is completely empty, and for nearly 20 seconds, absolutely nothing happens. Watch. Without warning, the cross abruptly rotates a full 180 degrees, flipping completely upside down in a single, instantaneous movement. At the exact moment it turns, a faint clicking sound can be heard, almost as though something released it. Roughly 15 seconds later, a second event unfolds. The door on the right side of the room, which had been standing fully open the entire time, begins to move on its own before suddenly slamming shut with enough force to echo throughout the house. But those weren't the only details viewers noticed. Many claim they could hear faint voices and low moaning sounds beneath the recording. Others pointed out what they believed were shadowy forms moving across parts of the room, slipping through the frame so subtly that they're easy to miss on a first viewing. The inverted cross immediately became the center of the discussion. While an upside-down cross has historical meanings in Christianity, most notably its association with St. Peter, in modern horror and paranormal culture, it has become strongly linked with demonic symbolism. Because of that, many viewers interpreted the sudden inversion as something far more sinister than a loose piece of decor. Skeptics argue that a loose mounting bracket, vibration, or an unusual imbalance could have allowed the cross to rotate, and that the door may simply have been pulled shut by changes in air pressure. The reported whispers and moving shadows, they say, could easily be products of audio compression, background noise, or the brain's tendency to find patterns where none exist. But for those who believe the events are connected, the sequence feels deliberate. First, the cross turns, then the voices, then the shadows, and finally, the door slams shut. The second clip comes from the same homeowner, this time late at night. Before he even begins filming, it's obvious something has already frightened him. He's standing silently inside the house, one finger pressed against his lips as he listens toward an old basement door. Slowly, he reaches for the vintage glass doorknob and eases it open, the old wood groaning as it swings inward. Watch. According to him, before he started recording, he could clearly hear footsteps moving below him, followed by what sounded like faint laughter. He says the camera failed to capture most of those noises, but after opening the door, another sound became noticeable. Soft, layered whispers echoing from somewhere in the darkness. To him, they didn't sound like ordinary conversation. He described them as resembling a whispered ritual, with several quiet voices blending together just beyond the edge of hearing. Many paranormal investigators consider unexplained whispers and disembodied voices among the most commonly reported phenomena in allegedly haunted locations, particularly in basements and other enclosed spaces. Some believe these recordings fall under what's known as electronic voice phenomena, EVP, while skeptics argue that echoes, distant neighbors, household plumbing, or the brain's tendency toward auditory pareidolia can make random sounds seem like recognizable speech. Whether those whispers originated from someone hidden below, or from something the microphone captured that wasn't obvious to the human ear, the homeowner never went any farther into the basement, sometimes not knowing what made the sound feel safer than finding out. This next video was recorded inside a convenience store late at night, and what you're about to hear makes it immediately clear that the woman behind the camera had already been watching this unfold for a while before she started filming. She calls out to her coworker Jorgito, asking what fell, keeping her voice steady, but it's obvious she already suspects something beyond a dropped bag of chips. According to her, the activity had been going on all afternoon, long enough that customers in the store had already started to notice. That detail alone is worth sitting with. Watch.
Jorgito, Jorgito es uno de mis compañeros de aquí de trabajo. ¿Qué pasó, hijo? ¿Qué se cayó? Vean, 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 vean. Ahí ya empezaron a abrir. Vean, observen. Híjole. Vamos a tratar de no acercarnos, Jorgito, porque... Vean, vean cómo se están abriendo las puertas. Vamos a ver de aquel lado. Ahí se ve cómo se están abriendo y cerrando. Toda la tarde estaba pasando esto, e inclusive ya hay gente que se dio cuenta, clientes. Y híjole.
The refrigerator doors along the back wall begin swinging open and slamming shut on their own. Not in sequence, not mechanically, but erratically, one after another, some gentle and drifting, others snapping shut with real force. She keeps urging Jorgito not to get closer, narrating the whole thing in disbelief. The environment itself makes this harder to dismiss. A brightly lit, fully visible store, no wind, no apparent vibration, and multiple doors behaving independently of each other. Skeptics point to pressure differentials in commercial refrigeration units, arguing that a seal failure or a compressor issue could cause doors to swing open, but that doesn't account for the violent, irregular slamming or for the fact that it had reportedly been happening for hours across different parts of the store. Some who've seen the footage think the building itself may carry some kind of residual charge, the kind of low-level energy that tends to manifest through electrical systems and pressure-sensitive mechanisms before it becomes visible in other ways. That interpretation connects directly to what a second person captured inside the same location on a different occasion. Watch.
Miren esto. Paranormal. Chavos. Estoy en un Oxxo. Y todo está apagado. Miren, 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 miren. Wow. En Oxxo. Wow, wow, wow. Miedo, me da miedo, me da miedo. Me da miedo, súper miedo.
The location is an Oxxo, one of Mexico's largest and most recognizable convenience store chains, with thousands of locations operating day and night across the country. Because these stores are open for long hours and monitored by extensive security systems, unusual incidents captured inside them tend to spread quickly online, often attracting both skeptical analysis and paranormal speculation. Electrical faults immediately became the leading explanation for the second clip, and they can't be ruled out. Commercial stores rely on extensive electrical systems, and failures can sometimes produce surprising behavior. But taken together with the refrigerator doors, and one detail many viewers almost missed, the story becomes harder to dismiss. Right at the beginning of the second recording, there's a distinct knock, whether it came from expanding metal, someone just out of frame, or something the employees couldn't see. It's that first sound, more than anything else, that has left people wondering, what exactly was happening inside that OXXO? This next clip was recorded by a man walking through a foggy cemetery at dusk, alone, handheld phone in hand, when something near one of the trees stops him cold. He'd already been unsettled, convinced he'd seen a figure peek out from between two large dark trees, only to walk around them and find absolutely nothing. He describes it as a heavy feeling, the kind that roots you in place, like whatever is nearby is pressing against the air around you. He keeps filming, keeps asking questions out loud, trying to make sense of it. Watch.
Tell me how I just... Well, I thought... Swear I thought I saw somebody peek out from this tree, the left side. I was just looking out towards the cemetery, and the left tree looked like something peeked in between the two. There was absolutely nobody there. And then as I was staring, it looked like there was nobody there. I had that heavy feeling. That super heavy feeling. Like I'm close to something. Are you close? Oh, I could feel that. I could feel that heavy presence. Are you close? Holy shit.
The figure never clearly reveals itself, but if you listen carefully toward the end of the recording, you'll hear something else. It sounds unmistakably like footsteps breaking into a run, fast, closing the distance somewhere beyond the camera. Yet nothing ever comes into view. Some viewers believe it's simply an animal moving through the cemetery, with the fog and acoustics making the footsteps sound much closer than they really are. Others suggest the sound could be echoing from outside the cemetery altogether, distorted by the trees and the damp evening air. Those who believe the experience was paranormal point to a phenomenon often reported in alleged hauntings known as disembodied footsteps, the sensation of hearing someone walking or running nearby without ever seeing anyone responsible. Cemeteries, in particular, have long been associated with reports of phantom footsteps, shadow figures, and unseen presences, though there is no scientific evidence supporting those claims. What makes this clip so unsettling isn't that you hear something, it's that the footsteps sound like they're moving with purpose, as if whatever made them wasn't wandering through the cemetery, it was running toward him. This next clip was recorded inside a man's residential garage, a space he'd apparently been using to run paranormal live streams, and where, at some point before this recording, he'd left a motion-activated cat ball sitting on the concrete floor. He wasn't looking for anything unusual when he picked up the camera. He was reacting to something that had already started. 2 loud thuds he says he heard slamming against the garage door from outside. That alone was enough to put him on edge, but when he panned the camera down toward the floor, that small clear ball had already started going. He points out that the fan in the room is directed at him, not toward the ball, and that the ball is designed to only activate when it's physically moved or disturbed. Nothing visible was near it. Watch.
Something just thudded against the garage door twice, and then that freaking cat ball lit up. This cat ball that's been sitting here since my live stream the other night. There it went again. That thing's been laying there for like, I don't know, 24 hours. It sounded like somebody threw a rock against the garage. If you hear that fan is pointed at me. It's not pointed over there. So that ain't causing it. This is a concrete floor. Like that thing is only supposed to light up if it's moved, if something moves it. What the fuck? Okay. I'm getting freaked out now. I'm getting rid of this ghost hunting shit, y'all. Yo, this thing is going buck wild. What the fuck is that? Oh my god. Oh my god. I just heard something in the attic. I'm for real wigging out. I am for real wigging out. I know this fucking sign is on the nose. I know the sign is on the fucking nose at this point. I hung it up as a joke because of my live stream.
What starts as an odd, isolated flash quickly becomes something harder to dismiss. The ball cycles through colors repeatedly, eventually going into what he describes as going buck wild, flashing blue, red, orange, and purple in rapid succession, appearing to vibrate on its own against the concrete. And then, when he tilts the camera up toward the attic access, you can hear a distinct wooden creak or thump from above, something he reacts to with immediate panic. Cat balls are a staple of modern ghost hunting precisely because they're motion sensitive and simple. No software, no signal, just physical contact. Skeptics will say a fan oscillation or a draft could cause the sensitivity to trip, but he'd already accounted for that. Others think something was moving through the space, something the camera couldn't frame. He hung that sign as a joke. If you catch what his face sounds like at the end, it doesn't seem like he's laughing anymore. So what exactly was in that garage with him? Now in this next clip, the same man decides to crawl into the dark crawl space beneath his house at night, armed with nothing but a phone on a selfie stick and its built-in flashlight. He'd placed a motion-sensing cat toy down there earlier to detect any movement, and tonight he's going back in to retrieve it. What he finds along the way makes the trip even stranger. A small, crudely carved stone rabbit sitting in the dirt, nowhere near where anything should have been. He grabs it, keeps moving, and finally works the cat ball loose with the end of his selfie stick. Watch.
See, it goes around the corner and goes down that way too. And then at the back there, it goes around the corner again. And I've never been all the way back there. Thank you all for the gifts. Sorry, it's hard for me to pay attention. Just keep looking behind me. There's an old ass Coca-Cola can. Where's the cat ball? That's a good question. What is that? That's shiny. It's a weird looking rock. It's like a little carved thing. What is that, a rabbit? It's like a little carved rabbit. I guess we'll take that with us. Oh, there it is right there. How am I gonna get to it? I'm gonna have to use y'all to get that thing. I'm gonna extend my selfie stick in. Work. I guess we can get the cat ball. What the fuck was that noise? Tony, Jesus Christ. Tony, thank you. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Okay, we gotta go. We gotta go. I already found a fucking bunny rabbit. We got the cat ball. This has been enough, right? This is where it's hard. This is the worst, is getting out of here.
The visuals aren't the only thing that caught people's attention. Many viewers became fixated on the audio. Some insist they can hear what sounds like a cat meowing shortly after he mentions the cat ball. Others believe a child's voice briefly speaks somewhere in the darkness. And another group is convinced the sound is neither of those, but a woman quietly crying somewhere beyond the reach of the flashlight. Whether those sounds are genuine voices, distant ambient noise, or an example of auditory pareidolia, our tendency to hear recognizable voices and random sounds depends entirely on who's listening. Whatever the explanation, almost everyone agrees on one thing. The farther he crawls beneath that house, the less it feels like he's down there alone. What do you hear? The following video was captured by a man named Vishite who says his workplace hasn't felt normal for a long time. What started as small, explainable things slowly turned into something he couldn't ignore. He began noticing shadows moving where nothing should be moving. Then came the physical encounters, scratches appearing on his skin while he was alone, the feeling of being pushed when no one was behind him. For a few weeks now, he has started hearing voices and seeing shadows move where nothing should be. Watch this.
And I'm gonna go outside. Hey. I'm here. Right, so bro, that's what I'm talking about. Nobody's in this back room, in the cave. And I'm closing up and I heard this. Nobody's in. See the cameras. Nobody's up in there. I think this door, the last time, there's nobody up in here. Like nobody.
Many believe this could be a mimic, something repeating his own voice back to him. Others focused on the shadow that appeared, suggesting something was physically there. Some even warned that entities known for mimicry often start with simple words, testing reactions, learning behavior, and getting closer over time. But things didn't stop there. When he posted another video, the situation became harder to explain. Watch.
Hey guys, so look, I'm hearing voices again. Yo, y'all heard that, right? Yo, man, I'm freaking out. Hello? Oh, no. No. That sounded like it was literally in my ear, dude. See, look, nobody is here. Nobody's here. Oh my god, dude, it sounded like something was behind me. Hello? Okay, I'm done with this. You need to leave. Oh my... Dude, you guys hear that, right? You guys hear it? I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping.
This time, the voice isn't subtle, it's aggressive. Words like die and you're dead are heard clearly enough to make out. Some viewers went further, suggesting it could be something far more dangerous, something like a skinwalker or even a demonic presence, especially considering his earlier experiences with being physically touched and scratched. Because when something is able to move objects, speak, and make physical contact, it suggests a level of strength and control that goes beyond imagination.
Oh, nope, I just got touched. Nope. Okay, so I'm here at work. Bro, I'm telling you, you heard that, right? I'm closing. And I'm like hearing stuff, bruh. I'm like closing right now, and I'm hearing, oh, bruh, come on, man. Nobody's in here. I'm I'm literally closing. Yo, yo, yo. I don't know what's going on with this thing, but it's been like really active here lately. Just wanted to show you guys. There's nobody in the store but me.
Moments like this are deeply unsettling. Imagine standing alone in a quiet building, already on edge, and suddenly feeling something touch you. Not imagining it or thinking it happened, but actually feeling it. Your brain immediately tries to rationalize it. Maybe it was your clothing, maybe your nerves. But deep down, you know when something touches you. And when it keeps happening, it changes how you exist in that space. Every corner becomes suspicious, and every shadow feels closer than it should be. At this point, viewers began warning him about something else: attention. Many believe that reacting emotionally, showing fear, or constantly focusing on whatever is happening can strengthen its presence. Some even say that fear itself can act like an invitation. But when you're alone and something speaks to you, touches you, and follows you, is staying calm even possible? Well, for Vicente, it's hard to just ignore it. After days of having the same thing happen to him at work, people advised him to confront it, and here's how that went.
Leave. Oh, go. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Get out of here. Oh. Leave. Shh. Ooh, dude, I'm hearing shit. No. Okay, you just go. Just get out. Leave. Oh, God damn it. Dude, I got touched by that thing. I'm just letting you go. There's nobody in the store. See, I'm doing what you guys want, and then I'm hearing just there's shit going on everywhere, dude. Man. Leave. You need to leave.
As he tells whatever's there to leave, something suddenly pushes him, and if something can touch you, it can reach you anytime it wants. Vicente later revealed something even more unsettling. Other employees had experienced strange things too, hearing voices and feeling watched, but not as often as he has. Almost like whatever is there chose him specifically. A few weeks after his last post, things got worse.
I'm trying to lay down, and these damn lights won't stop going on and off. And I'm the only one here currently, and all my damn cabinets are open. And my remote for the lights are over there. And they just won't turn off. They just won't turn off. Yo, what the f is that?
Now, it wasn't just his workplace anymore. Cabinets he clearly remembered closing would be open, lights he turned off would turn back on, and he began hearing the same kinds of sounds inside his own home, the same presence, and the same feeling of not being alone. Many believe this could be attachment, when something connects itself to a person rather than a place. Others believe that by documenting it, speaking to it, and confronting it, he may have made himself more visible to it, reinforcing whatever connection had already begun. Because sometimes the moment something realizes you can hear it is the moment it stops hiding and starts getting closer. So what do you think Vicente is really dealing with? And once something starts interacting with you like this, is it already too late to make it stop? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. In this next clip, Nate is still trying to understand what's happening inside his house, and at this point, it's no longer just the occasional strange moment. For weeks now, he's been hearing footsteps when no one else is home. Heavy walking sounds moving from one room to another, doors creaking open slowly, and sometimes even faint whispers late at night when the entire house should be silent. He's woken up to things in different positions than he left them, and there are moments when his dog refuses to enter certain parts of the house, staring into empty space like it sees something he can't. You know how terrifying it is to feel like your home, the one place that's supposed to be safe, is no longer fully yours. That's exactly how Nate feels. Watch this.
I'm literally hearing walking, like right next to me, and swore I heard a muffled voice. It was like I hope the camera's picking that up. I hope my phone is picking that up. What is that?
What you're hearing doesn't sound like the house settling. It sounds like something running back and forth with muffled voices, low, unclear, but definitely there. Some believe this could be what's known as a residual haunting, energy repeating the same actions over and over, but others believe it's something far more dangerous. The disturbing part is, it didn't stop. The stomping and pacing continued for weeks. Then one morning, while Nate was working out, he heard something else.
Hey guys, I'm hoping the phone picks this up. I was working out in here stomping right above me. And right above me is my bedroom. I really hope the phone is picking that up. It was so loud that I actually dropped the weight. God, I hope it's picking that up. Oh my God. What is that? I'm shaking right now. I don't know what the
Toward the end of the video, a voice can be heard saying, "You need me." Some believe statements like that suggest attachment, when whatever is present no longer sees itself as separate from the person, but connected to them, dependent on them, or worse, believing the person belongs to it. And what makes that idea so disturbing is what it implies. If it's attached to him, moving might not solve anything, distance might not matter because it wouldn't be staying in the house, it would be staying with him. Entities like this sometimes create dependency. They observe, they wait, and eventually they make their presence known in a way that makes the person feel chosen, not for comfort, but for control. And now, for the first time, Nate is seriously considering leaving his home. But after hearing those words, he's no longer sure if leaving is the right thing to do, because if something inside his house truly believes he needs it, it may never let him go. If you were in Nate's position, would you stay and try to understand it, or leave, knowing it might follow? Now in this next clip, popular Midwest ghost hunter Ian visits one of the most feared and talked about locations in Indiana, the Blackford County Jail, hoping to finally understand why so many unexplained incidents are still being reported there. This isn't just another abandoned building, this jail has a long and disturbing history, and many who've entered its lower levels say the basement feels different from the rest of the structure. Heavier, oppressive, like something is still occupying that space. But what makes this visit different is the specific reason Ian went down there. For years, people have reported sightings of what they describe as a little person moving in the basement. Not a shadow, not a vague shape, but something physical, small, and fast. Some believe it's the spirit of a former inmate trapped and unable to leave, but others strongly disagree. They claim what's down there isn't paranormal at all. They believe it's something alive that hides and watches. Watch.
Is there anybody down here? Well, they say that this hole is a portal that spirits can enter. If this is indeed a portal to the spirit world, could you come up out of that hole? Float upward towards me. Little person? Are you down here? Are there any prisoners down here? This is where they kept the worst of the worst. Bro!
After hearing that sound, Ian immediately freezes. It isn't the kind of noise old buildings usually make, and it doesn't sound like wood settling or pipes shifting. He stands there, listening carefully, trying to determine where it came from. But the silence that follows is almost worse. Going down there alone didn't sound like a good idea, especially knowing the stories. So instead, Ian decided to wait, hoping to catch even the slightest movement that could explain what he just heard. And then, after a while, he sees this.
Whoa, 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 what did I just see? What did I just see? I just seen something on the ground. Holy crap. It didn't look like a person though.
For a brief moment, something appears small and low to the ground. It moves quickly enough to avoid being clearly identified. But it's there, and it wasn't his imagination. Some viewers believe this could be the little person witnesses have been describing for years, a spirit manifesting in physical form. Others believe something far more disturbing, that there may actually be a living presence hiding beneath the jail, something that has adapted to the darkness, something that knows how to avoid being seen. At this point, Ian has a choice. He can leave knowing he's already captured something unexplained, or he can go further into the one place everyone warned him about. But Ian didn't come all this way to turn back now. Determined to finally uncover the truth, he slowly makes his way deeper into the basement, stepping toward the exact area where the figure had appeared only moments earlier, his light scanning the darkness while the silence around him feels heavier than before, like something is waiting for him to make the next move. Watch.
Oh god. Oh my god. It is so scary down here. Oh. I don't see anything over here. Creepy crawl space. Oh. I am not going in there. No. Little person? Are you in there? Oh, dude, what if it snatches my arm? I hear you. He's gotta be down here. Oh.
just got thrown at me.
Suddenly, rocks are thrown in his direction, and the timing makes it impossible to ignore because it happens right as he gets closer, almost like a direct response to his presence, like a warning meant to stop him from going any further. And that realization alone is enough to make him think that he may not be alone in that basement after all. For more haunting videos including Ian, subscribe to the channel now. The following video was captured by a group of ghost hunters who decided to explore an abandoned house after several reports suggested something dark was attached to the property. From the moment they stepped inside, they described the atmosphere as heavy, tense, and almost hostile. The kind of place where silence doesn't feel empty, but watchful. Believing the presence to be malevolent, they began praying, hoping to protect themselves and possibly force whatever was there to reveal itself. But according to many paranormal beliefs, prayer doesn't always bring peace. Some say it agitates negative entities, almost like shining a light on something that wants to stay hidden. Watch what happens next.
Bun. Ești sigur? Da. Hai, uite acum zic. Ia. Cred în bunul Dumnezeu, Tatăl Altotțitorul, Făcătorul cerului și al pământului.
Oprește-te, oprește! Băi, Alin, uite alea cum fac bilile toate trei.
Știu unde am rămas.
Ea nu va pleca.
Da, știu când va pleca. Tatăl Altotțitorului, Făcătorul cerului și al pământului, care pretutindeni ai și pe toate le împlinești, vistierul bunătăților și dătătorule de viață, vino și ne slăzășluiește întru noi și ne cu toată închinăciunea. Băi, nebunilor, băi!
Fai de capul meu!
Ce s-o spart? Nu s-o spart nimic. Cum să spargă ceva?
Frate, nimic nu.
Doamne ferește. Dar ce să spargă?
Hai de capul meu!
Dar nu se vede.
Mi-e frică, nu mai fă, frate, că murim.
Păi da, bine că s-o auzi spart, dar nu-i spart nimic. Deci vă asigur eu că nu-i spart nimic. Ce să fie spart?
Dau arda aici pe mâini, că nu-i jali, băi.
Viewers believe this reaction suggests the presence felt threatened, not comforted by the prayers. Others argue that prayer can act as a form of confrontation, drawing attention from entities that feed on fear or resistance. Whatever the case, the timing is hard to ignore. But until we get more updates about this house, this remains unsolved. Now, in the following videos, a man and his family are convinced they're living with a ghost. In fact, they've gone as far as giving it a name, Ghost Malone, a playful nod to Post Malone, because according to them, the presence feels calm, relaxed, and non-threatening. They say things move around their house almost every night, especially toys, but insist it has never tried to hurt them. Still, many viewers can't help but ask the same question. How long does a spirit stay harmless? Take a look at what a typical night in their home looks like.
It's 3:30 in the morning. I swear on my life. For freaking toy cars. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. No. No, sir. No, ma'am. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know whether to wake Elizabeth or somebody call Justin Nunley or an exorcist. I mean, I'm not scared, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't shaking. So I'm just gonna leave it there till the morning for Elizabeth to come play with it. And it's not electronical, y'all. There ain't no damn motor in that thing. I feel so weird and out of place right now. I don't know if it's still there. To be truthful, I'm thinking about just leaving Elizabeth in Revelation and going somewhere for the night. I don't know what to do. Let's check on it. You still there? Pirates of the Caribbean's getting good. I'm not scared. I'm just kind of freaked out because, like, friendly. Hasn't thrown it.
What immediately stands out is the toy car. It has no batteries, no electrical components, and yet it moves on its own. Some viewers tried to brush it off as coincidence, uneven flooring, or leftover momentum, but those explanations quickly fall apart when you realize this isn't a one-time event, and it's not just one toy. Similar things have happened repeatedly, and after seeing this clip, many people weren't convinced that whatever was in the house was truly harmless. Some believe genuinely good spirits are rare, and when they do exist, they don't usually interact directly with the living. Concerned viewers suggested the father try certain cleansing methods to see how the presence would react, a way to test whether the entity was truly peaceful or simply pretending. So the next morning, he followed some of those suggestions. Watch what happened.
I actually fell asleep, and this is what I woke up to. Elizabeth. Baby. Hey.
Goodbye.
Okay, no, for real, like, so what are we doing? Oh. Okay. Are you... Somebody said salt. Hold on.
I don't know if you're supposed to draw a circle around it.
Well, it's a half circle, but I don't think you're supposed to do anything else. I don't know. Y'all got suggestions, let me know.
Instead of focusing on the fact that the holy water, salt, and prayers didn't seem to drive anything away, viewers noticed something far more disturbing. If you look closely at the doorway, you can see what appears to be a small, childlike figure standing completely still. That single detail sent chills through the comment section, but that raised another unsettling question. Why did the cleansing attempt seem to have little to no effect? Well, things escalated beyond toys. Watch this.
Are you there? Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Well, that's one of the things that I've discovered.
Whenever the house goes quiet, all he has to do is ask, "Are you there?" And something moves in response. At that point, many viewers said it could no longer be coincidence. But what troubled people even more was the interaction itself. A lot of paranormal believers warn that acknowledging a spirit gives it energy. Others say responding invites it closer, strengthens its presence, or even allows attachment. Despite all of that, the family continues living as normal, still convinced it isn't dangerous. One night, they didn't only check if it was there, they tried to communicate with it. Watch closely.
So we are all sitting here, enjoying our Taco Bell, right? And Ghost Malone was over there shaking the door a second ago. Ghost Malone, if you are still around, do something.
Give us a sign.
Oh, okay. Okay. Nonchalant. Alright, so ironically, I'm watching Ghostbusters, right? Ghost Malone, Ghosty. Yo. Are you kidding? Alright, so I've been asking Ghost Malone some questions. Okay, so one time if you're there, 2 times, or I guess no times if you're not. Definitely there, okay. Are you friendly? Okay, okay. Do you like Ghostbusters? No? Okay, do you like movies? Okay, okay. And just on Ghostbusters, I guess it's insulting. Are you here to cause harm? Okay. Okay. And I wish I knew Morse code. We'd try that. Are you an older spirit? Okay, but not a bad spirit. Okay. Is there more than one of you? Okay.
Many believe dark entities don't reveal their true nature immediately. Instead, they appear calm, friendly, even playful, a tactic often compared to the Annabelle doll, which was first believed to be harmless before far darker activity followed. Because of this, viewers are increasingly convinced that whatever this entity is, it may be growing stronger, not kinder. People urge the family to stop interacting, cleanse the home thoroughly, and protect themselves before things escalated further, but none of the things happening bothers them. Take a look.
So a couple weird things have happened tonight, like my mom's painting over there has moved. And Ghosty. Ghost Malone. You there? Don't judge the trash. It's trash day. Ghosty. Okay. Maxie, what was that? Huh? So we're sitting here. Revelation here, is it?
Hi, Maxie.
It should also be noted that we've had several offers from paranormal people to come here and whatnot. We're down, but there's been a few of them that are private profiles, minus the big ones you guys have suggested. Nobody's reached out, but I don't know. I might take offers for people to just come stay the night so you can see whether it's real or not for yourself. I don't know. But yeah, I am gonna take a list of questions. I've been writing down in the comments all the questions you guys have for Ghost Malone. And then we're going to do the Stranger Things light or dog button things to see if that does anything.
This time, even the dog reacts. As the playpen moves, the dog retreats into its cage, a response many believe animals only show when they sense something threatening. According to viewers, a presence strong enough to move objects, frighten a dog, and respond intelligently isn't something to take lightly. Some believe this entity was never harmless, just patient. But until the family shares more updates, all anyone can do is hope the situation doesn't turn dangerous. Now, in this next video, a guy who goes by the username Mosh moved to Appalachia, and according to him, he hasn't had a single peaceful moment since. Appalachia is one of those places people constantly warn you about. Dense forests, winding back roads, long stretches with no cell service, and generations of folklore that all seem to agree on one thing. If something calls out to you out there, you don't answer. Many believe the land itself holds onto things that don't like being disturbed. Mosh has been documenting his experiences both inside his home and outside, and in several of his earlier videos, paranormal investigators and longtime viewers suggested he might be dealing with what are often called jokester spirits, entities that don't immediately harm you, but thrive on fear, confusion, and reaction. They mimic sounds, footsteps, and voices just enough to make you question your sanity. One night, while walking, Mosh suddenly got the overwhelming feeling that something was following him. Not just a sound, but a presence, staying just out of sight. Trusting his instincts, he checked the camera he installed in the house and saw this. Watch. After reviewing the footage, many viewers say this explains a lot. The unexplained footsteps, the whispers he's heard when no one is around, and that constant sense of being watched. Some believe whatever this is has been testing boundaries, slowly revealing itself once it realized Mosh was paying attention. Others think it's feeding off his fear, waiting for the moment he reacts or responds. So, what do you see in this video? And more importantly, what do you think has been following him this whole time? The following video is shared by a man who had previously documented how everything in his apartment changed the moment he brought home a set of old toys. Almost immediately, the space felt different. Knocking sounds began echoing through the walls, objects shifted on their own, and at times the presence felt so overwhelming that he would lock himself in another room out of fear. But this next video unsettles viewers for a different reason. This time, none of the dolls or toys are visible anywhere in the apartment, and yet the activity continues. Watch closely.
Son las 2 de la mañana, se están escuchando ruidos en la sala. Está moviendo la silla, raza. La madre. Escucho algo acá, raza. Tomaron el desodorante. ¿Qué estará pasando, anda? Madre.
Whatever is disturbing this apartment hasn't left with the objects themselves. Many believe spirits don't always stay attached to the item that brought them in. Some think the toys may have acted as a doorway, something that allowed an entity to anchor itself to the space rather than the objects. Others argue this could be residual energy, replaying moments of disturbance long after the source is removed. But there's also a darker theory that removing the items only angered whatever was invited in. But what do you think?